Help me ducks, it's Simon here, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So just a quick video. I do want to do a walkthrough of the deck, which I promised that last night I would do that. But received a package, it's another package from Liminal11. I wasn't expecting it, it's come totally out of the blue, but I'm really pleased with this. It came yesterday, so it's got a release date of next week, the 15th of September. I'm mindful that you could be watching this at any point in the future, so that's 15th of September 2022. Today is the 6th, so that's 9 days from now, so the back end of next week. And it's this cool hardback book called Novice Witches and Apprentice Wizards, an essential handbook of magic. This couldn't have come at a better time, because let me just grab it. I'm currently putting together, I guess it's a Book of Shadows grimoire. Let me see if I can zoom this out so it actually fits in. It's the one I got at Christmas that has my initials embossed. It's gorgeous, but it's just a collection of things that are important to me, like the Theban alphabet, magical items and objects like cauldron, chalice, candles, and stuff. Anything that is part of my spiritual practice is here. Working with Gaia, etc., the Sabbats, Wheel of the Year, all that kind of stuff. So I haven't, let me pull the camera back down. I haven't had a detailed look at this because I've just picked it up. I thought we could take a look at it together. I am going to bring the camera down a little bit just so you can see this better in shot, so just bear with me. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. So it's a beautifully presented book. It's by Francesca Mattioni, or Mattioni, I think that might be how you say it, and Elisa Macellari, I think. And it's beautifully illustrated, absolutely gorgeous. We've got lots of witches and wizards in here, and witches familiars and spells and lots of stuff. So okay, so if we look at the back, it says, have you ever wished something would happen just like magic? I think we all have. Pushed to the margins, punished and denied, magic has a difficult history, yet still it remains. There is magic everywhere around us, if we only know where to look. Novice witches and apprentice wizards could be the first step on your path to magic, or a treat for even the most seasoned mage. From the ancient seers to the savvy witches and wizards of today, discover exactly how magic works in this comprehensive and enthralling guide. With lavish illustrations to bring it all to life, this book includes a history of magic and how it survived oppression, mini biographies on the most iconic witches and wizards, sorry, I'm just going to have to move this incense because it's, with the window being open, it's blowing into my face. The instruments of magic and how we use them, familiars and their mystical animals, essential spells to unlock your potential. There's a hidden world out there brimming with power, and with this book as your guide, your adventure is just beginning. So, I mean, the quality of this production is lovely. It is a nice, nicely designed hardback book. It is published by Liminal11, as I mentioned. Let me make sure this sits nicely in frame. Look at this. We have the what I'm thinking is, you know, the triple witches, the maiden, mother, and crone here. It's published this year because it's not out until next week. Okay, so let's have a good look at what the book contains then. So the Veil of Appearances is page 6. Then we go into the history of magic. And then seers, oracles, and witch doctors of the ancient world. Oh, I can't wait to read this. And it looks like it's bite-sized chunks of information, because we're going from, 2 pages, 9, 11, 13, that one's 4 pages. Burnings and demons, the great witch hunt. Healers, fairies, and nightly gatherings. The soul of the world and the secrets of wizards. Drawing down the moon, witches and wizards today. So that takes us just up to page 25. And then the next section is the witches and wizards. So we've got like Morgan Le Fay, Baba Yaga, Hecate, Joan of Arc, Ursula Kemp. We've got Biddy Early. We've also got wizards. So we've got Merlin. Who else? We've got John Dee, William Blake, Alistair Crowley. We've got Gandalf. So we've even got, wizards. Actually, there's a bit of a shine here, isn't there? Let's turn that away so we take the glare away. And then we've got the instruments, so the tools that we use, including the body and the mind. We've got grimoires, wands, chalice, cauldron, knife, etc. The familiars, the animals, the bee. We've got the cat, the owl, the cow. Practices and spells. So we've got a bit about the Wheel of the Year. I love anything about the Wheel of the Year. The moon. We've got dreams, herbs, everything that you would need. How thick is this book? Let's have a look. How many pages are we talking about here? Where does the numbering stop? 157. So I think it's in just enough, and this is a great book, as it says, for beginners, but it's also nice for those who have been working for a while. But it's nice to pull all this together and give you, enough information to get started. So, the veil of appearances. How many times in life have we wished for our greatest desires to come true, like magic? To erase unpleasant situations, like magic. To travel wherever we want, like magic. And without much effort or serious commitment. What is magic exactly? Who knows how to use it, practice it? The history of different populations around the world tells us that magic has always existed. At first glance, almost everything is magic. The lightning that sets the tree on fire, the blowing, singing, raging wind, the bubbling, reflecting, flowing stream, the seed breaking through the soil to blossom, the invisible entities that emanate fire. Air, water and earth are magical. The words and gestures we use for them are magical. So yeah, it's just going through actually what magic is. People think of magic as and spellcasting as something quite out there. And as I said to a friend of mine who is a Christian, when you pray, what is the difference between a prayer and a spell? You're putting something out there into the ether. Your intentions, what you would like to happen, what you want to manifest. Very little difference. Magic reaches the stars, it's true, but it's slow moving like a tree, which looks almost immobile as its roots and branches breach the worlds above and below. In the book, images accompany your reading, tickling the imagination. Read the book from beginning to end, or dive in wherever you like. There's no specific rules. Explore it on the surface or more deeply. I hope the most genuine magic you gain is stepping more lightly on our earth, because she is our beating heart. Love it. So each section has these lovely black pages with a quote here. So the history of magic. Magic inhabits the threshold of society. Those who frequent this threshold are either marginalized or respected. How true is that? Depending on a time in history, a culture. They embody fears, desires, and mysteries. In this chapter, we will trace the history of magical arts from the beginning to the medieval, from the beginning to the medieval era, through the early modern period of great wizard philosophers and witches burned at the stake, and up to more recent cultures where magic has become a personal practice of healing and awareness. So as it said, we get these beautiful illustrations, full page illustrations. So this section is seers, oracles and witch doctors of the ancient world. Then we go through burnings and demons, the great witch hunt. Oh wow, there's a powerful image. Healers, fairies and nightly gatherings. I love the artwork. Paper is really, really nice as well. The soul of the world and the secrets of wizards. It's interesting as well that we're using wizards and witches. I know lots of male friends of mine who are pagans will actually refer to themselves as witches. Drawing down the moon, witches and wizards today. So this is going through all the history, like it said, from the beginning through the medieval era and to present day. And then the next section is on the actual I can't speak today. Witches and wizards. Do witches and wizards really exist? We often associate them with fairy tales, myths, and sacred texts, and imagine them as ancient alchemists and rural healers. This chapter offers an overview of the witches and wizards from history and legend, cannibal witches, moon women, saints, wise wizards, poets, and blind fortune tellers, as well as versions of these from contemporary times. So we have, oh look at this, Witch of Endor, the Three Witches, from Shakespeare's Macbeth. We've got Morgan Le Fay, Baba Yaga, Hecate. I'm not going to read everyone. You can see here the different witches that are depicted. Ursula Kemp. And it's nice having the full illustration and the information about them as well. Oh, Marie Laveau, the Witch Queen of New Orleans. Still remember that song. Starhawk. And then we're going into our wizards. I can't wait to read this. This is great for me. You know, not over kind of, not too text heavy, not exhaustive of information, but just enough just to start you off. We have William Blake, Alistair Crowley, our friend Alistair, Joe Gardner, and Gandalf. Okay, and then we go into our instruments. Every witch and wizard worthy of their name has secrets and an imaginary bag where they keep them. These secrets can be objects, books, artifacts and tokens, gifts and inherited pieces, or the most powerful instrument of all, themselves. That's that mind and body was mentioning. This chapter presents some of the most common magical objects used, as well as sharing historical examples and some instruments for use. So we have the body, the mind. Realise I'm casting a bit of a shadow at the minute on the page. The grimoire, or your book of shadows, the wand, the chalice, cauldron. All of these items I've got on my sacred space, so it'd be interesting to compare the information here and what I've got in my grimoire. The knife, the pentacle, the hat, the altar itself, candles, stones and crystals. Surely they're going to have tarot decks in here. Tarot cards. So we've got a section on tarot cards. I love how the fool is jumping out of the card here, and the little dog. The mirror. Runes. And then we go into the familiars, the animals. Something or someone peers out from behind a witch or wizard. It's a creature who lives in their home, anticipates their movements, and participates in their daily life. These creatures and their masters learn to speak a special language. Are they satanic, angelic, or simply themselves? In this chapter, we will explore the most common animals that safeguard the magical arts. So we have the bee, the dog, the goat, the horse, the boar, the raven. In England, you should always greet a raven when it crosses your path on the street or in the park. I didn't know that. I did know that about magpies. I stand and salute to magpies. It would be very rude not to. This is an indication of the animal's mythological reputation. Okay, we had the seal, the cat. That's kind of considered the kind of most popular, which is familiar, isn't it? The owl, the hare. I'm glad the hare is included. Some tales claim that witches would steal milk from cows, ransack the harvest, and commit other misdeeds in the homes of neighbours in the form of a hare. A hare standing alert on its hind legs or attentive to the cry in a frightening moment might look like a miniature human, some sort of supernatural being spying on the business of the nearby village before returning to their den. Isabel Gowdy of Scotland, who was tried in the Highlands in 1662, claimed she could transform into a hare in the name of the devil to do her curses before returning home. Oh, this is going to be great to read. The wolf, the cow, the toad, the salmon, the snake, and then the last section is practices and spells. This chapter offers advice for putting your art into practice, with a focus on shared moments of ritual for the magical community. For example, it looks at how you might work with the moon or dreams, what you should carry in your amulet bag, how you can use magic to heal, create, share, or simply find refuge so that you can restore your spirit in difficult moments. Okay, so this is set out a little bit differently. So we have the Wheel of the Year, and it lists all the dates here. A little bit on the moon, on dreams, creating a magical bag. I need to read that. I don't have a magical bag. The magic of knots, love charms, tarot and oracle readings, the magic of candles, charms for animals, and the magic of herbs. The magic of stars, the magic of good luck, and the magic of healing. Communicating with the spirits and fairies. praying to the trees. Trees are the guardians of life. They have centuries-old wisdom and ancient faces. They protect the breath of the earth. They see human when they open their arms to the sky, so they seem human. Never tire of thanking the trees through prayer and blessings. Here are some ways you can work with them. And then we have the bibliography, and then a little bit about the author and the artist, Francesca and Alyssa. That's great. So, this book, I'm thrilled to have been sent it by Liminal11. I don't think it's in depth, and I don't really want it to be. I want to just be able to pick this up and, you know, I like the subject matter. I like that it's got the history of magical practices. I like that it depicts certain witches and wizards. I know it's not going to depict all of them. The instruments to use, the animals to work with, practices and spells and altar items and all that kind of thing. For me, this is just enough. And I think this would be an excellent beginner's guide for a journey into witchcraft, into paganism and magical practices. So, was you aware of this book? I wasn't. Let me know your thoughts. Is it a book that you would contemplate getting? I best see if there's a price, actually, of what this is likely to retail at. Why am I looking there? It would be on the back, wouldn't it? So $14.99. That's quite cheap for a nice hardback book. So if you're in the UK, $14.99. If you're in the US, $18.99. And if you're in Canada, $24.99. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'll be back later with a walkthrough of Autumn Miss tarot deck. And yeah, until then, look after yourselves. Go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.